Hey there and welcome or welcome back. Today I have a little mini perfume haul for you. These are the only two perfumes that I have purchased in the last year. I don't think I bought a perfume for about 8 months. I was kind of on a perfume break, like I mentioned in some recent videos, since I've gotten back into posting. I'm kind of getting back into it again and I'm having a lot of fun, but I've still been very particular with what I buy. I have a lot of perfumes on my wish list at the moment, but I'm trying to be very mindful. So if you're new, I would love if you would consider subscribing and let's get into it. Let's start out with the most exciting one. This is my most recent perfume purchase. I bought this about a month ago ish, and I did post about it over on my perfume TikTok. If you guys follow me over there, I did like a little quick unboxing, but I haven't showed it over here yet. And it's the Bianco Latte perfume. I put it back in its box, but I have had it out on my perfume tray and I've been wearing it some. I mentioned that I got a sample of this to try it out and I was kind of on the fence, but now that I have it, I have a lot of thoughts. Sticks a little. I know that a lot of people don't love this bottle. Personally, I think it's really pretty. I know it doesn't look super like elegant and timeless, but I do think it looks expensive in its own way. The white bottle with the wooden cap, and then you have the brand Giardini di Toscana embossed in the top. And it's very light. I do kind of like the square design. I think it's cool. So I do like these bottles. They're a little bit different and I usually go for very timeless bottles, but this is kind of an exception for me, I guess. That's just my personal opinion. I know everybody's is different and I've heard some people say they don't like these bottles, but moving on from the packaging. I do feel like this one, you really have to kind of have a sprayer to get the full experience. And I feel like that's the case with most perfumes. So I am starting to, whenever I buy samples, get the spray version. I was doing like the little dabbers, but I just feel like I don't get the full experience of a perfume and I don't really know if it's worth picking up for me if I don't have that. So I did recently pick up some more samples from Scent Split because they have really good prices on their little 2ml sprayers. So I can actually get the full experience of a perfume, and I'm going to share about those on my perfume TikTok. So like I said, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and follow me over there. I'm going to be doing way more content there than here probably, just because it's a lot easier to put out more videos. Excuse me guys, I'm over here sipping on my glass of wine. There's something about having a drink, whether it's like a poppy or a coffee or a glass of wine when I'm filming, that just puts me in a vibe. But anyways, I know I did say that I was on the fence about this one because I felt like it was kind of similar to some other vanillas I've smelled. Just like a very sweet gourmand vanilla. But now that I've had it for a bit, I feel like I see what's really special about it, especially with like not just dabbing it on, you get the full experience. It is a powerhouse perfume and it does last a long time. And also, the more I've smelled this, the more I pick up on those caramel, honey, milky tones to this that make it more than just a simple vanilla. It is very lactonic to my nose. And I do pick up on the coumarin, and I get why some people don't love it because it does tickle your nose a little bit. Like it's almost a little spicy or makes you feel like you could sneeze. I feel it in the back of my throat just a little bit, but I don't think that it sticks around really when I spray it on. I don't notice. I think it comes out more on different people. And I do think if you give it a chance and let it dry down, you won't notice it as much. But like I said, it's a very personal thing. Some people are going to be more sensitive to it than others. It doesn't bother me though. I do really like the fragrance. I just every once in a while when I smell it from the bottle or I spray it in like a small space, it tickles the back of my throat a little bit. So just something to keep in mind. But for the most part, this is just a super milky, creamy, like cake-like vanilla almost. And I know that I said it smells very similar to the Billie Eilish perfume in at least one of my videos recently. But now that I've worn it, I do feel like it is different. Just obviously it's a vanilla. There are some similarities. It has a fluffy, similar vibe to it. But this one is a lot more, like I said, milky. That one's more of like a fluffy cocoa powder feel to it. This is also a lot more beast mode and sweet and strong. Like you can just smell it out of the bottle. That one's a lot softer. This one's more intense. So you don't need a lot with this. I wouldn't overspray. I feel like 4 to 6 sprays is good with this one. I just took it to New York City with me and I did spray a little more then because obviously I was outside like most of the day and there's so many smells going on there, like you can get away with more. But here at home, I just live in like kind of a small town in Ohio, so I don't really want to be overpowering people with my scent when I'm going out. But obviously that's a personal thing, but I do feel like you don't really need more than 6 sprays with this because it's really intense and you can smell it when you enter the room. I'm sure you guys have some perfumes that you spray less of, and I would say this could be one of them probably. But yeah, that's my Bianco Latte. I'm really excited to wear this a lot more. I want to get as much use out of it as possible before the weather warms up too much because I know I'm not going to want to wear this in the summer really, unless it's like a cooler night. But I am really happy that I have a bottle, and I do think, like I said, I'm going to be buying sprayers for perfumes moving forward. And then the next one, I don't have the box for this one. I've had it for probably about like 4 or 5 months. This is the YSL Libre Intense, and this one is intense. Like, I had the original Libre a longer ago, but I wasn't the biggest fan of it because just something about the lavender and orange blossom together smelled pretty mature to me. And I do like a mature scent, but I wanted something a little bit warmer from it. And so when they came out with this intense version and everyone was saying they liked it so much more, I wanted to try it and I fell in love with it. I will say this one, I don't wear it often because it is a powerhouse, like strong perfume. And that's not always my favorite thing if it's not like a gourmand, but this one is so beautiful. It is like a vanilla, but it has that lavender and some warm floral tones to it. It almost smells a little bit boozy. Like if you know C from Giorgio Armani, it's different, but it has almost like a similar boozy quality where that one kind of smells like people say sweet wine, and this is like a sweet liquor kind of, but toned down. It's not, don't think jazz club. It's a lot more feminine than that, and it's sweeter, and it has this like vanillic, warm floral quality to it. That's just kind of what I pick up with my nose. Like I said, this one is really, really strong. And I don't always love it when I just smell it out of the bottle because I get a lot of the lavender and it smells more like the original Libre, which I know this is technically pronounced like Libre, but for some reason that feels hard for me to say every time, so I just say Libre usually. But this one, for some reason, when you spray it, whether it's on skin or clothes, from opening to dry down, it doesn't smell the way it does against like the metal applicator when you smell it out of the bottle. I just feel like you get more of the lavender from that. But when I spray it on my clothes and my skin, even by the end of the day when it's completely dried down, it isn't as strong in that note. I just prefer it sprayed. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like there's something with it against like the metal that it smells weird. Anyways, this is the smaller size. You can tell the bottle is really small. It's just the 1 ounce 30 ml, which I prefer to get for my perfumes because like I said, I'm not a big oversprayer. This is another one that's so intense. Literally, it does not take much. I spray even less of this than I do of the Bianco Latte because it's so perfumey and overpowering. I feel like it would actually choke someone out if you overspray too much. But if you like a sexy nighttime going out perfume, this is so good. And I did smell this actually a few times next to the Good Girl perfume when I was sampling, and they have kind of a similar vibe, but I prefer this over Good Girl because it's actually, believe it or not, Good Girl feels even more intense because it has kind of a gourmand quality to it, but it's mixed with the floral notes and everything else, and so it's just like so intense. But I do really like it. I love Good Girl. I just think this smells a little bit more elegant and sophisticated, I guess. That's just my opinion. I know it's kind of funny because both of these are vanilla type of perfumes, but I mean, it's the time of year I bought them. That's more what I was going for, is colder weather fragrances. Now that we're going into warmer weather, I do have a lot of spring and summer perfumes on my wish list. And it's grown since my last wish list video. I've been watching a lot of perfume talk and been getting back into fragrance, but I'm still trying to contain myself and I haven't been making a bunch of new purchases. Like the only purchase I've made since I started filming videos again is the Bianco Latte. So I feel like I'm doing really good, but I do have a lot of perfumes I want to smell and I'm going to be sampling a lot more going forward. I've mentioned it in recent videos, but that's just going to be my theme because I just don't want to keep blind buying perfumes that I don't know if I'm going to end up loving them when I wear them or whatever it is. I just feel like it's a cycle that isn't always good. So I'm going to be doing a lot of sampling and really putting thought into my purchases. But you might see my perfume collection grow a little bit more just because I do want to do more perfume TikToks and content for you guys here because I've really been enjoying it. I just hope you guys are enjoying the perfume content and I look forward to doing some more hauls in the future where I share more spring and summer fragrances because these are like things I bought in the colder months. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what your current favorite fragrances. Like what is the one you're reaching for the most? I feel like right now for me it's the Bianco Latte because I want to get a lot of use out of it before the springtime and I'm also just really loving it. It smells so good to me. So that's my current favorite. Let me know what yours is in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.